Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about wants versus needs, kind of defining them, breaking it down to a basic level. Before we can really get into budgeting, there are a couple things that people need to realize. Now, this fundamentally is pretty basic when it comes to the needs versus wants. When you look at needs, they are things you need that are mandatory, fixed expenses that require you to live. Things such as basic housing, food, utilities, medicine, work uniform, commuting. Now, this can be kind of strewn a little bit when you look at the needs because, of course, rent or a mortgage is a need because there is a need for housing, but there is also a very particular level of housing. Doesn't mean you need a $100,000 house. Doesn't need you need a $500,000 house. Really makes a big difference. And a lot of these things are very controllable to the needs and the wants that you want. Now, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to medication, food, things of that nature, again, there are some variables to some of them. A lot of them are set, but some of them, of course, are needs. But it means, do you eat hamburgers or do you eat steak? Do you eat, fish or do you go out full lobster? Again, before we get into the budgeting part of this, which is the absolute part that I love, there are some fundamental things that we have to. So what are some wants? Entertainment, dining out, travel, electronics, monthly subscriptions or memberships. I know if you're like me, a lot of these are definitely wants, and there is somewhat of a blended category that you can get between the needs and the wants. Our savings accounts needs, are doing investments needs, do they fall into the want category? Also looking at buying things new versus buying things used. Also looking at a couple other wants is when it comes to things of electronics. Does your iPhone work? Does your Samsung phone work? Does your Google phone work at the level that it is? Or do you need to spend a couple hundred or $1,000 to get the new and the best phone, which of course is an example of a want. So again, we're going to break it down a little bit further. And it really triggers my thoughts and really get into what is a need or a want. The first one we're going to look at, guys, is the lifestyle. So need or want is often dependent on how the lifestyle is. If you're working at home like a lot of us are right now, you need the internet. Now, does that mean you need the top speed, best internet that you can get? Or can you get by with just a basic internet package? Are you utilizing it for entertainment? Are you using it for video games? Depending again on what you need, there could be a kind of a blended line of the needs and wants. And that's really what I want to get into before we get into the budgeting in our next couple videos. Now, savings. Savings is always a question that I get. Is it a need or is it a want? Now, interesting enough, guys, saving is kind of a need. You do need to save money. Fundamentally, you need to have an emergency savings. You need something set aside to cover unexpected expenses that can come up with needs. If there is a housing expense, if there's a change, if there is something that you need to repair, again, going back to the fundamental aspects, the basic aspects of existence, if the cost of food goes up, can you cover what the cost would be? If you need home repairs, can you cover what the home repairs are? We're going to go over some budgeting rules again in the next couple videos. We're going to go over budgeting itself, really adjusting your spending. So when you look at wants instead of needs, needs are things, again, in the priority that fall into the category of survival. Food, shelter, medication, things of that nature. The wants are the kind of the fluff in life where you could, again, adjust your spending to make it easier on your budget, which again, we're going to get into. When you look at insurance, when you look at retirement, when you look at savings, are these things, again, kind of a need or a want based? Might not be an immediate need, but again, over time, it could be something that falls kind of more in the need category versus the want category. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Again, remember what the fundamentals are. This is the very first YouTube video that we're doing on the channel. So key takeaway, guys, needs are things you cannot do without. Place to live, food, things of that. Wants are necessities, but are not absolutely a necessity. They're things that if you did not have a cell phone, if you did not have a television, you would still fundamentally be alive. Again, you really have to take in accountability for what you're doing. And I hope this channel over time will grow into a fundamental place where we have budgeting, we have a lot of open, honest conversation on the needs and wants and the things that people do within there. So guys, again, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications, guys. We're gonna be putting out daily content in here covering budgeting, covering finance, covering a absolute incredible amount of topics over the day-to-day avenue that we're doing within YouTube. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.